Hi, good morning. Welcome to yachtstutor.com, and to this session we'll talk about logical operators in PHP. Well, logical operators are basically used to compare more complex expressions, if you say. Now, so there are basically three logical operators that we'll talk about today. So the first one is the logical AND, the second is logical OR, and the third one is logical NOT. Logical AND or logical OR could also be used like double ampersand for logical OR, and two vertical lines for double ampersand for logical and two vertical lines for logical OR. So it's better always to use the ampersand, double ampersand sign for the logical and the two vertical lines for the logical OR, because they have a higher precedence over the keywords and, and or. So let's take some examples over here to understand what our logical operators are all about. So let's declare some variables. Let's say variable A is equal to 10, variable B is equal to 20, and let's say variable C is equal to 30. And we need to create an if statement over here. So, and we would be using two comparisons in this if statement, and we would be using a logical AND. So if A is let's say less than B, and if again A is less than C, then you echo out true, else of course you echo out false. Now this literally means that in this comparison, in this condition, both these comparisons has to be true, only then the entire comparison would be set to true. And the logical AND operator is combining both these two comparisons over here. So which means if the condition number 1 is true and the condition number 2 is true, only then this entire comparison would be set to true. So we'll just save this page and we'll refresh our web page over here. So it's seeing that you're calling it as false, since now what we are saying here, over here that A is more than B, so which is actually false, and A is less than C, which is actually true, but both these two conditions have to be true. So if I just change the value or change the comparison over here, so is A is less than B, so now you see that A is actually less than B and A is also less than C. So both these two conditions are true, so this entire comparison condition would be set to true, and if we refresh this page, so you would see a true string output is here. Now, if any one of the condition is false, as we saw in this case, or for example, if we change the value of A to let's say 25, and what our condition is, we are saying that if A is less than B and A is less than C. I mean, if you see here, A is actually not less than B because A is 25 and B is 20. Although the A is less than C, 25 is less than 30. However, only one of the two conditions is true, so the output would be here false, as you can see over here. So ampersand, double ampersand, or the logical AND is used to compare if both these two conditions are true, then the entire condition would be set to true. Or you may also use a logical OR operator, which is denoted by vertical lines. Now this means that either one of the two conditions or the comparisons, if either one of the comparison is true, then the entire comparison would be set to true. So let's look at it over here. So what we are saying is that A is less than B, so A is not less than B, so this is false. Or, so this means or A is less than C. So is A is less than C? Yes, A is actually less than C. So one of the condition is true over here, so this is false, but this is true. So what we are saying is that if this condition or this condition is true, so you put echo true. So one of the condition is true over here, so once we refresh this, then you would see that true string is being outputted over here. So in logical AND, both the conditions have to be true, and logical OR, one of the condition has to be true. Now if let's say we increase the value of A over here, let's put it 40, now we can see that none of the condition is true. So and if we refresh the page, so you'll see false over here, because none of the condition is true. Yeah, so this was all about logical and logical or operator. We also have a logical not operator. So now let's get rid of this first. So logical not operator basically reverses the entire conditions. So what we are saying is that if A is less than B, then echo out true. Now if I refresh the page, then you would see that nothing is being echoed out because A is actually more than B. So you have 40 is more than 20. But if I reverse this condition by using a logical, let me zoom it further basically, so you can see it clearly. So if I reverse this condition by using a logical not operator, which is an exclamation sign over here, then this entire condition is reversed. So what we are saying is that if not A is less than B, so actually is A is more than B, so if not A is less than B, then echo out true. So if I refresh this, then you would see that true is being displayed over here. So logical not is pretty simple way to compare different expressions, and let's take some more examples over here. Let's create an variable, let's say admin, and set it to true. And so if I check in this way, if admin is if I write this only, if admin, so this would mean that if admin is true. Or if you want to type check, so you could use a comparison operator like this, if admin is true. So if you refresh this, you will again see true is being displayed over here. So you can actually need not use this entire thing. You can actually write only if admin. So this will be printed as true. And if we use the logical operator with this, if not admin. So this would mean if admin, if not admin, or in other words, if admin is equal to false, or in other words, if admin is not equal to true, then if we refresh it, then you would see that nothing is being printed over here. Or let's make it better, else, so echo out false. So if not admin, you would see that false would be displayed over here. So this using exclamation sign is actually make this very, very simpler and clearer, and you need to write less number of lines and less number of code. So I would recommend to use logical not operator as much as you can in your comparison operations in the if statements. So this was all about the logical operators in PHP. I hope you like it. See you very, very soon. Thank you.